Andy, you said the other day you transitioned your workouts like the
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
Yeah. So you get your workout on this morning already, or you got it after this?
So I do a little bit of both. So what I found is it was too hard to do strength training and conditioning back to back every day, especially in this heat. So I just broke it up. So I do a short 30-minute ride in the mornings, and then I start my day with that, and then I lovingly spend time on this podcast with you, sir. And then I do my lifting after the workday is complete. So it's kind of breaking it up, getting the juices flowing a different way. I like it. I like it.
Yeah. So you got to get your workout in. It may not always be perfect every day, but get your workout in.
Right. That's right. That's right.
Arnold, they do. I think that we've referenced a lot Arnold's Pump Club, but
Yeah.
it's like that is the message on a lot of it. It's not like they give you some hardcore stuff, but like it's like here's some just get out, man, in 15 minutes, brisk walking. You're
Yeah,
good.
that's right. That's right. Do something. Get some steps in. The 10,000 step mark was is when the people held for a long time, and really it's just doing any count. Like getting up and walking counts. Moving around counts. We're such a sedentary people, right? We're behind our desks all day. We're on the couch. So just get up and moving helps. I had this conversation on I think it was on Wednesday, and I mentioned Arnold Pumps Club, the fitness app, and as well as a newsletter. And like I've had this conversation numerous times the last couple of weeks. I don't know why it just keeps coming up, and people have asked about working out and whatnot. So one of my neighbors was asking like, "Hey, my husband's thinking about working out. Maybe you can come talk to me." I was like, "Hey, happy to talk with him." But I pointed to the app because what I love about it is it's just completely guided. So whether you know something about working out or not, whether you have weights at home or not, if you don't have any weights, it's okay. If you want to go to the gym, it's fine. You can select a program and it guides you through it. And so you don't have to think, you don't have to have any knowledge. It just walks you through it. It tells you the whole routine. All you have to do is execute. All you have to do is show up
Yeah.
and put in the work. And I think that's great for whether you're a new to working out or you've been doing it for 10 years. It can be really helpful. And so I love referring to people back to this thing. It's great to get guidance sometimes because it can be overwhelming. It's like, like, what do I do? Where do I begin? How do I do 4 reps or 10 reps? Or it's like, don't worry about it. Don't think. Arnold, the greatest bodybuilder of all time, has already done all the thinking for you. Just execute, man.
Yeah, well, I think that's the key point. I think a lot of people are scared away from it, not because they don't want to work out or go to the gym or anything. They don't know where to start. And so
Yeah,
they go there and they just kind of like, oh, I'll try to do this. And I've seen some like I think the app does a really good job of giving you examples and like show you how it's done properly
yeah.
and stuff. And so I think it is really helpful for a lot of people. So if you're interested in working out and whatever, just go check that out, Pump Club. And I also saw like there's a lot more AI stuff out there now. You can say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. What's a
Yeah,
good workout routine? And
yeah,
there's a lot of helpful tools out there. But the key, I think, is just get started. Start day one,
yeah.
and
That's
and
right.
then day two, day three. You're gonna be sore. You're gonna be, depending on what it is, and go from
Yeah,
there. So,
that's right. That's right. That's right. So yeah, so good. So yeah, I mean, here we are, Dave. Friday. People can get their workouts in over the weekend. People can end the work week hopefully and not have to work too much over the weekend. Dave, this is our last full weekend of the month. I mean,
no,
next
crazy.
weekend starts the month of August. We're just plowing through this year, but yeah, it's good, man. It's good to be here. This was an unexpectedly long feeling week.
Yeah, I would tell you, Andy, like I'm ready. Like August comes in, that means school's about ready to start. That means
Yeah.
fall. That means like breaking out a little bit of long sleeves. That means getting a little brisk in the morning. Like at least this is September, October is still kind of warm, but
You're getting into this.
I'm ready, Andy. Like
I know you are. You're ready. You're ready as soon as the sun comes up, man. So
oh,
I'll hold on
oh,
to summer a little bit longer.
fall comes around, man. It's like bang, 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 bang for like Labor Day.
Yeah,
You got apple picking. Then you go Halloween, Thanksgiving, then boom, we got Christmas, and you're like, this is awesome.
yeah,
My
yeah.
best time of year. So Okay.
Time keeps on slipping, slipping,
Yeah,
slipping
exactly.
into
Exactly.
the future. Yeah, all right. All right.
All right.
So
All right.
where are we? Where
Andy,
are we? Where are we?
let's go to the first topic here.
All right.
So let's talk ESPN, Andy.
All right. Okay.
ESPN was for us growing up, like that was the juice, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was it. I'd wake up in the morning, flip on ESPN, watch Sports Center. The anchors were like legendary.
Yeah.
Dan Patrick, Keith Olbermann, even though he's like gone off the deep end these days, but Keith Olbermann, you had Craig Kilborn,
Yeah.
Stuart Scott, Rich Eisen, all these great anchors, and it was the life of ESPN.
Yeah.
They had the quirky sports still, in dodgeball, you have ESPN 8, the Ocho. There was a play on like it was just weird sports sometimes that
Yeah.
ESPN always had, but it was very journalism driven, Andy. It was like there was heavy it was the pinnacle of sports journalism. If
Yeah.
you start at the local level, then maybe you go up and get a regional kind of bigger market job, and then you're at ESPN and you made it. Well, it's not like that anymore, Andy.
Yeah.
The last 10 years have been lots of job cuts and mostly in the journalism ranks. And, now you have high level personalities, Pat McAfee, Stephen A. Smith. You have basically ESPN has bought the NFL network. So you don't have a competitor on the NFL side anymore. They have MLB TV now and all of these other things. And it's just a different place these days. What's your ESPN consumption rate these days, Andy?
It is next to zero, Dave. I'll be on there
Yeah.
for specific like games. Like if there's a game that like is on ESPN, something to watch, like on streaming, like I have it as part of the package, and I'll watch it in that instance only. Like if there's something to see there. Otherwise, I haven't touched ESPN in years and years. Like you're right. Growing up, it was your go-to for sports news, and I haven't even come close to it in a long, long time.
Yeah, it's just like every time I turn it on, it's some sort of talking head show,
Yeah,
some sort of debate show about things. And yeah, I guess look, they do it because it gets ratings and it stirs emotions, but I think it's kind of symbiotic of what's happens in politics.
yeah,
We get it's debate shows about like useless topics.
yeah.
Uh, we're talking about communism on news channels just because the C word, even though the Communist Party isn't like a small local level thing. It's a big thing now here for some reason because we've made it up. But like sports is just tough. I have a hard time. I want to watch my specific game. I don't want to get in all the stuff. Like I think about even watching games these days. Like the halftime shows used to be something where you could get some real analysis in.
Yeah.
Now it's a 5 second talking bit with four people on trying to get in their squeeze. It's just it's different. I don't know if it's because I'm older or if that's just the way things have been going.
Well,
So
they've definitely changed. I mean, again, growing up and as the cable networks really came on, you did have sort of the preeminent channels for different topics, right? I mean, from ESPN to MTV to CNN, and it's just changed. There's so many options now. There's so many ways to consume now. They're not as just dominant as they once were, and so it's just changed the way that people consume. And you're right; they've tried to figure out like how can we get the ratings. What I don't like about the sort of argumentative, sports hot takes piece is like sports is handled on the field or on the court or wherever the game is played. I don't need your hot takes. You know what I mean? Like I don't need your 35,000 uh, pre-draft polls. I don't need to know what you think is going to happen. I don't need your take on this. I just want to watch the game. If you try to turn sports into like politics, like it's something more. At least with politics, when we're debating ideas that we can enact, we can vote on. Like it's part of the people's process. With sports, just to get up there and take some, vitriolic take on an athlete, a coach, or whatever. Like I have no interest in it,
yeah,
but people
yeah.
do. Some people do. So I think it's trying to stay relevant at a time when people are consuming things in so many different ways. I mean, again, just trying to consume the playoffs of any given sport, from the World Cup to the NBA to the NFL. You've got to go to 37 different streaming channels. It's just a very different environment, and we're still trying to navigate our way through. Like, how do we do this now?
Yeah.
And so ESPN has changed, MTV has changed. There are 50 flavors of news commentary now, and like maybe we just need the 30-minute evening news and that's enough. Like go back and live your lives. Don't be completely consumed by the nonsense talking heads getting you fired up and spewing nonsense, every day on the television.
Well, it's kind of funny. You go like you mentioned that it's like we went away from the 30-minute
Yeah,
news broadcast because we felt like we needed more and all this other stuff. And you have these news channels. And look, what CNN did back in the 80s was revolutionary. Like it changed how things were covered.
yeah,
Um, but that was when they were still focused on journalism. And now it's completely different environment. More about the sports thing though, too, is your point there. The Washington Post has gotten rid of their sports section.
right.
Like they've overhauled everything. Like the sports section, they had like Tony Kornheiser, Michael Wilbon, Tom Boswell. These are
Yeah,
great,
yeah,
all-time great reporters. Like my love of like writing was from Tony Kornheiser. I
yeah,
mean, he had in the late 80s, early 90s, he had the Redskins bandwagon column every Monday after the Redskins game, and he talked about how get on the bandwagon. It was just it carried a life of its own. Like we just don't get that anymore.
yeah.
And I get a little bit. It's sad. I think it's sad in some respect, maybe, but maybe it's for the better. I don't know. We'll see how the
Yeah,
things
I
go.
think like all that, it's a mix, right? You miss those like unifying voices, the experts that sort of brought us all along. At the same time, sometimes that was abused, and it is good to have different sources. It is good sometimes that there's not one voice dominating the conversation. It's a mixed blessing. And again, it puts the responsibility on all of us to like stop and think a little bit. And of
Yeah.
course, we don't do that enough, so we get carried away with things, and sometimes we eat the wrong thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so it's interesting to see that a lot of layoffs this week, a lot of personalities that have been there for a long time, and
Yeah.
some otherwise not. And so, I might talk about that in my likes dislikes at the end here, Andy. So, okay, Andy, let's talk about something else here. We both saw the Odyssey. We talked about the
Yeah.
Odyssey on Monday. Really big, huge opening weekend. It continues to kill at the box office. It's like raking in tons of money.
Yeah.
It's going to have another dominating weekend here. Then Spider-Man comes out, but it got me thinking, Andy. It got
Uh-oh.
me thinking.
Uh-oh.
So about Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan is one of the now greatest directors in Hollywood history. He's just a banger after banger. Um, I'll talk about what surprised me the most, but the other part was like he's won the best director. The Odyssey is likely going to win a lot of awards
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah.
Whether it's, I mean, it should be best movie, should be best director. It will probably get some acting awards. It's going to get a lot of the second tier like levels, like editing,
Yeah.
sound, and all that other stuff too. But it got me thinking about the best all-time Christopher Nolan movies.
Yeah.
So I pitched this idea to you. Let's do our top five, Andy. And I listed off, I put in there, like, here's a list of all these Christopher Nolan movies. And lo and behold, you said, why don't you just do it? I don't think I've seen most of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just blew me away, Andy.
Yeah. Well, Dave, I was thinking yesterday, you're like, we have to play trivia together because you have an arsenal of knowledge and cultural experiences I
Useless.
just don't
My
have.
wife calls it useless knowledge.
It is, but it's great. Like, I mean, sports, entertainment, like you pull things and you're like you make a reference. I'm like, I have no idea where that came from. Like you have seen all the movies, you've watched all the shows. It's great. And so yeah, you'll come at me like whether it's Ryan Gosling's greatest hits or Chris Nolan's greatest hits, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about right now. And so I admire your ability not only to consume, not only to consume, but then to retain and appreciate it is commendable. So yeah, I looked at the list of Chris Nolan's. I was like, maybe I saw these Batman movies, and then I was like, which ones were these? And I was like, yep, nope, didn't see these either. I don't think I've seen anything else. I tried watching one, which I know is one of your favorites and probably in your top five, which is Inception. And
Oh, yeah.
I just started and I couldn't finish it. And so I'm ashamed. But Dave, I'm on board for hearing your top five,
Okay.
making a list of things that I'll probably not end up watching, but will intend to watch. So let's hear it. Guide us through the top five can't miss Chris Nolan films.
All right, Andy, I just have to say, like, the most flabbergasting to me was that you hadn't seen the Batman movies. I thought everyone in the world who likes superheroes had seen these Batman movies because they're the best
I've seen all the
Batman.
others. I've seen all the
Yeah.
others. Give me from Michael Keaton to Val Kilmer to Ben Affleck, to the most recent ones. I've seen all the others. I missed this
Oh,
series. There's this.
The Christian Bale ones are the best. So,
So
okay,
yeah,
I'm giving you homework, Andy. Like, you got a weekend. You like if you watch. We'll talk about them, but like, if you watch the second one, you will never look at Batman the same way again. So I would just like it just changes your whole world review. So, okay, Andy, let me go through like and I think it's important to know like this is where we're at with Christopher Nolan. Let me just read off, and I'm not going to cover some of his short ones. Like he's done some short things as he started off early, um, but I think it's important to really highlight where, what he's got in his arsenal.
yeah,
Memento, Insomnia, Batman Begins is the first one, The Prestige, The Dark Knight is the second one, Inception, The Dark Knight Rises, The Interstellar, Dunkirk, Tenet,
yeah.
Oppenheimer, and then of course the Odyssey.
And I've
So
heard of all of these. I've heard of all of them. Seen, I think, none of them.
it's just that's amazing. Just amazing to me. Okay, I'm gonna go through my top five. And Andy, I would recommend like try to pick up one of these movies. I mean, Memento, I remember my wife and I saw it. Like it's about backward, like it starts at the end and goes to the beginning. And it's
Interesting.
two timelines and they merge at the end. It's fascinating. But and there's black and white and there's color. It's a great movie and but it's not in my top five, Andy. It's not
Okay.
in my top.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to go with number five. It's The Prestige. This is Christian Bale
Yeah.
and Hugh Jackman. They're
Oh,
magicians. And the thing about Christopher Nolan movies is that they always have some like there's a build up, and then there's always like the end. You're like, oh, I'm just completely blown away on how he pulled all of it together. And The Prestige, the thing I love about Christopher Nolan movies is like you'll see the characters in multiple of his movies. So Michael Caine is in this movie,
yeah.
and you'll see Michael Caine in several other Christopher Nolan movies, and he plays a great role. And at the end, it's just like you're blown away at the reveal. It's a magician movie, and of course, the movie's about the reveal. And so it's just fascinating to watch. So The Prestige was really good.
Okay.
Really enjoyed that one. That was my number five. Number four is Interstellar, and I will tell you, like I had a
Back to
hard.
me here. Like, what years are we talking about? Like, when did the Prestige come out? Ballpark-ish.
Yeah, I think it was actually in the early 2000s.
Okay.
So early 2000s. So we're talking about a film history about the last 30 years
Okay.
overall.
Okay. Okay.
So I think Memento was like 99 or something like that, and the Prestige was a little bit thereafter. But then, so Interstellar, this is Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, who, of
Yeah.
course, Anne Hathaway's in multiple movies. Matthew McConaughey, Matt Damon is in this one, Matt Damon. And then you have, it's about, you know, trying to find a habitable planet in other places based on dust storm. It's a fascinating environmental story. But then, at the end, again, it's a long movie. It's like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, like when I first watched it, I was like, I got through it. I'm like, okay, that was fine. But it's the repeat watching, and you're like, you find something new each
Yeah.
time. And like the end is like the big review. Like you sit there and like, wow, like he pulled that all together. Like it's amazing how he pulled it together. So just his mastery of storytelling is what I just love about it.
Yeah.
So you got the Prestige, and then Interstellar. And then I've got the third Batman movie, Dark Knight Rises. This is the one with Batman, Bane, Catwoman. Andy, I'm not going to describe it. It's just awesome. Like
Yeah.
it's awesome. And then my second one is The Dark Knight, which is the one with Joker. And this is Heath Ledger in his role of a lifetime. He killed it. He was just amazing in this movie. And if you watch this one, you will not regret
Yeah,
watching. Like you will hold that Batman movie against any other superhero movie ever, and like just when you think it can't get crazier, it does, and then some. And so like I won't spoil any more for you, Andy. It's just like you have Batman Begins is the first one. It was good, but the action didn't really take off until like two-thirds of the way through the movie.
yeah,
Batman Begins is like, or I'm sorry, and then The Dark Knight, it is like nonstop. It is
yeah.
nonstop.
Okay, all
So
right, all right. Talking it up,
I,
talking it
I
up.
got to give that one to you. And then too bad about Heath Ledger because he won the Oscar for it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Unfortunately, passed away. Okay, and then my number one is Inception, and like Inception, this movie just fucks with your brain the whole
Yeah,
time, and I will tell you, like before I watched this movie. Like I was kind of halvesies on Leonardo DiCaprio. After watching him in this movie, you're like I've been a fan ever since. And I will watch this one at any time it comes on TV. I will watch it like over and over again. I just love everything about it. And how that was built. Now, so that there was my five: Prestige, Interstellar, Dark Knight Rises, Dark Knight, and then Inception. I
yeah,
didn't have the Odyssey on there. Now that
yeah.
doesn't mean it was like I have to watch. I'll have to watch the Odyssey again, and it'll probably rise up there. But man, that's just telling you like this is his most successful movie, and it didn't even make my top five, Andy.
Yeah,
So
well, I've heard you talk about all of these movies before, especially Inception. I know you've really enjoyed them, and like I've known Chris Nolan's name, but obviously I don't know his work. But I mean, it is a big catalog, and they're all smash
yeah,
successes. I mean, all of those
yeah,
are like really big movies. So it's awesome to see, and he's getting a lot of praise and condemnation for the Odyssey. But I think for the most part, people are like, this is just something phenomenal. And then I would agree with that. I mean, I think it's just a massive production, right?
yeah.
And like Hollywood spends a lot of money. Sometimes you're like, oh, that really stunk. You know, it was kind of just crappy movie. This is a big epic film that like, I think we haven't seen something like this in a while. So I can only imagine how good some of these other ones are. I've heard this Batman series, like I do know it. There was a stretch from the early 2000s to the mid teens. I just didn't like pop culture was just off my radar for a large part, and I think a lot of these fell into that range, and just I just missed them. I just missed them. So I've got my homework. I've got a list
Yeah.
between
The
Ryan
re
Gosling and Chris Nolan. I've got like 3 days worth of movies to watch. So
Yeah, the re-education of Andy Jabbour. That's what I'm gonna. That's a
reprogram me.
project I'm gonna have to take care of. The re-education of Andy Jabbour. All right. So look, I will tell you too. Like the thing about Christopher Nolan is he, um, people are gonna try to duplicate this. Like, oh, he brought back the massive movie, all the extras, the
Yeah,
real set, and they're gonna fail.
yeah,
It's not gonna last. And maybe one other person will do it, but it takes a unique director with a unique script and just the vision of what he says. And he says he's like, look, on the set, I'm not the director, I'm the audience. I want like to make something where I as an audience will want to see it.
yeah,
And I think, and look, I don't love all of his movies. Tenet was a really tough movie. It was another one of these like backwards in time type of thing. I just didn't get it. And I don't necessarily want to watch it over and over either. But man, if you're in a like Robert Pattinson was in that one, and like if you're in these movies, like you grow from it and you get better. So all right, that's the title for today, the re-education of Andy Jabbour. Okay, Andy, let's wrap up the week. Let's talk about our likes and dislikes for the
yeah,
week. I
yeah.
think you went first last time. I think I'll probably
Sounds
go for.
convincing. Lead us, Dave. You've been leading us today. Lead us, lead us.
All right, I'm gonna take the dislikes of the week first.
All right.
My dislike was going building off that ESPN story, Andy. And look, they had to release some people. Corporations do this all the time. It happens, unfortunately. What I most dislike is that there were several individuals, very high profile individuals, who found out not from the company. And let me just talk about two. Carl Ravitch was baseball at ESPN, and now baseball used to be the centerpiece, and now it's kind of blah. It's not as big. So not it wasn't so much that he lost his job, but a reporter called him, and he'd been with the program, ESPN, since like '93, since we were in high school, Andy.
Yeah,
And a reporter called him and said, "Hey, do you have a comment on your dismissal?" I mean, what the fuck?
yeah,
Like, like this is one of your long tenured individuals, and you don't have the decency to tell them first thing in the morning, or like have the professionalism to meet with them and let them know.
yeah,
So that was pretty fucked up. And then the other part was Ryan Clark, who's been a little bit controversial on the football side, but people respected him as a like his commentary at times. Um, he was actually on the set of a show, Andy,
yeah,
and um, the writers or journalists started calling ESPN saying, "Hey, we heard Ryan Clark's going to be out. Do you care to comment? And why is he on TV?" So
it's tough.
during in a commercial segment break, they let him go and he didn't come back out again. Like Andy, this is like unacceptable
Yeah,
behavior. Like
yeah,
if you know you're getting rid of Ryan Clark, why do you even have him on the show? You
yeah,
like and look, I've had to do this before. Like I've had to let people go, but I don't have them do a day's worth of work and then let them go at the end of the day. Like I have the decency to meet with them if I can in person. If not, it's the very first thing of the day, and it's a hard experience for somebody,
yeah,
whether they know it's coming or not. I think this is a big fail on their part, Andy. So
yeah.
that's my dislike of the week.
Yeah, it sounds like, I mean, it's just treating people with dignity and respect.
Yeah,
Whatever the situation is, like, especially when it is like media focused, so like word can move quickly. Like, take care of the people that have been part of your community for a long time. Like, just try and do it responsibly, even if it's under bad terms. Like, just take the high road and do it the right way. And that just sounds ugly. That just sounds really ugly.
yeah, yeah. So that's mine. So where are you going to go with your dislike, Andy?
Dave, I'm going to go somewhere absolutely not shocking, but I just like it's just such a dislike. Like I can't just like dismiss it. I tried to think of something else, and I couldn't. And it's just the mess of this Iran war. Dave, yesterday the president was speaking yesterday, talking about how successful it is because of the loss, the minimal loss of life. And this president talks about human lives like we're talking about par in golf. I mean, like hey, I'm above par, below par. I'm better than Vietnam. We're comparing ourselves to Vietnam, right? One life in a useless cause is one too many, right? If we're defending our nation in combat and people die, like okay, like we have to do this. Like people have to serve and fight. We are so lost in Iran that any loss of life, any injury is unsupportable, undefensible, indefensible, because we don't have a mission. And I was looking at where we are. So, okay, given where we are, what this president is saying, how do we end this conflict? Like, what is the objective? What is the situation that happens that we are done in Iran? 3 months ago, the president was talking about complete and total surrender. What do we do? How do we end this war? How do we get Americans out of this combat operation? How do we declare success? How do we leave? We have no fucking idea. We're just fighting. We're just threatening and dropping bombs. And then fucking Marco Rubio yesterday essentially approving the conduct of war crimes. Right? He's talking tough about his president. Hey, the president's a tough guy, and he's talking about how he's not going to take no for an answer. And it used to be an eye for an eye. This president's a head for an eye. What are we talking about? What are we doing that this is our Secretary of State, not condemning attacks on civilian critical infrastructure? Like it's just an insane place to be. And I don't understand how we extract ourselves out of it because there is no objective to achieve. Like the president has said a million different things. No nukes, basically regime change, obliterate the government, a complete and total surrender. Are we going to fucking run around? Open up the Strait of Hormuz. We don't care about the Strait of Hormuz. They can have some weapons. They can't have any weapons. Also, we're going to enter a nuclear pact with Saudi Arabia. It's just a completely incoherent, self-serving strategy, leaving this country and this world in turmoil. And Americans are losing their lives. And this president dismisses them so flippantly because it's less than Viet fucking Nam. Like, fuck you all. Fuck you all. And fuck all the enablers who are willing to go on TV and defend this administration's actions and speak about how highly successful this is not high success. This is tragedy. This is tragedy. And Dave, it's definitely my dislike of the week. And I wish I had something else to talk about.
Yeah, I know. I heard Rubio's statement. I'm like, what the like?
Yeah.
He goes head for an eye. Like, oh, I'm the tough guy now. Like, I'm gonna get on the block. Like, come on, Marco. Like, like I used to be a fan. No more, man.
Yeah.
No more.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go to the likes of the week, Annie. I'll
Yeah.
make mine short. We got through the sport doldrum of the summer,
Yeah.
and thankfully for the World Cup, we had that.
Yeah.
And we're on the other end. The NFL is here, Andy.
Yeah.
Training camps are going.
Yep.
We've got the Hall of Fame game coming up. We are in the midst of it. That's my like of the week. I'm super excited. I'm not excited for my Cowboys, mind you, but I'm super excited about all the storylines that are going to come out. All the, how are these coaches going to perform and not perform? How are these quarterbacks going to perform? What about the first round draft picks? It's all there for us, Andy. It's all there.
It
So.
is. It is going to be an exciting season, Dave. I think it's wide open with a big question mark about how good are the Rams going to be. So you've got
Yeah,
the Goliath in the storyline. They've got all these other teams. It's like, is Seattle going to come back? Are these teams good? It's going to be a fun season. So I love that. I love that like of the week because it's NFLing time. It's NFLing time. Dave,
there you
I'll
go.
go another familiar place. Dave, you know I love my new music. Today, July 24th, there's a lot of new music coming out, but maybe most notably, Shania Twain, the queen of pop country. It's been almost 30 years since she released her most popular album, Dave, as you and I and men around the country are going around singing, Man, I Feel Like a Woman, proudly singing that song, Dave. She drops a new album today that so far the singles have been really good. It's great to see Shania come back. She's 60 years old, still rocking. And before all of this sort of country pop, culture that we see around us today, she was doing it, man. Back in the mid and early and late 90s and carrying it forward from there. So her seventh album comes out today. I'm excited to get into it and to hear it. I think she's still doing great, still a lot of fun. And this album's kind of all over the place. There's so many different styles woven in, some other folks that she brought into the album, and it's going to be really fun. So I'm excited to enjoy some Friday and weekend new music and see where things go. So thank you, Shania. Canada and the US and the world still love you.
I do love some Shania Twain.
Yeah.
So she
Yeah.
was a banger back in the 90s for sure. On
Dave,
the like uh,
97, that legendary album, The Woman in Me, 97. Yeah, what was it The Woman in Me? Oh, no, Come On Over. The 97 was Come On Over. Woman in Me came out after that. Come On Over was just like the breakthrough album. Yeah, and you're
but
right.
those first, yeah, the first two were great.
Yeah, yeah. So,
I mean, she's done like this is that superstar who was like on the top of the world and just kind of like fell back and everything was okay. And now she's back. It's
yeah,
good.
yeah,
It's great to see her. So,
yeah.
all right, Andy, that'll wrap up the pod for this week. Good one today. We didn't really, I mean, we talked a little politics only on your dislike, but I think that was a success, Andy.
It was a success. We'll see what the last week of July brings us, Dave. We're entering the last week of July. So it's gonna be fun. We'll get started next week and then August will be upon us. And you're right. Time for the gridiron. I'm hyped. I'm hyped.
Apple cider, pumpkin spice, it's all coming, Andy. It's all
It
coming.
is. It is. Yeah.
All
Fires.
right. With that, Andy, I will catch up with you. Hey, have a great weekend, everybody. And I will catch up with you on Monday.